G'day guys, Coach Alex here at Superior Strength and Conditioning. I'm here with Alvin, basketball player at Fishburg State University. In today's session we're going to go over 3 primary lifts: overhead squat, front squat and a conventional deadlift. Now the reason we're going to do the overhead squat today first is not only is it a primary mover, but we're going to use it as a functional tool. So have a look at what his body does so we can program accordingly for the front squat. So we're going to set up the overhead squat. We're just going to use a dowel today. So we're going to get Alvin into just a regular squat stance, so shoulder width apart, toes slightly pointed out. And start by getting in a scarecrow stance. And we're just going to place the bar, now lengthen the arms and pull them overhead. So everything's nice and aligned. And now he's ready to get into a overhead squat. So just break from the hips and sit back and go for about 5 repetitions. So go as deep as you can. So as we can see, his hips start to tuck under just above parallel position, so he's barely breaking 90 degrees here. So that tells us that he may have some mobility issues in the T-spine, perhaps in his hips and maybe his ankles as well. So to test to see if he doesn't have a lot of dorsiflexion in his ankles, we're just going to prop his heels up and see if we can rely a little bit less on his ankle mobility. So just prop the heels back there, yep, and set up again. So scarecrow, then overhead. And break from the hips and sit back. That's better. So instantly, now his hips is dropping below 90 degrees. So that's below parallel, and then his hips tuck underneath parallel. Perfect. Thank you. So this primary move here is going to show us that when we program for his front squats, that he may need to have his heels elevated just to get a full efficiency of his front squat lift. Okay, so now we're over to the squat rack where we're going to go through a front squat. So we're going to have Alvin approach first by placing his upper body against the bar, and then he's going to place your hands just outside shoulder width. Drive your elbows up so your upper arm is parallel with the ground. Lift the bar out of the rack, and now his arm should be up. Tension should be off your fingers and onto your shoulders. Take a step back. So his upper body's in a good position right now. Now we're going to set the feet up, shoulder width apart, same as squat before, toes slightly pointed out. And we're just going to go through it. So break from the hips and sit back. Go through a couple of repetitions. So as we can see at the bottom of his squat, it's barely breaking parallel here, so he's barely getting 90 degrees, which is not full range. And then he starts to lose his arm position at the bottom of his squat. So just one more. So just rack it. So what we're going to do is go from the instructions of our overhead squat, and we're going to elevate his heels to ensure full range and efficiency of the front squat. So set up again. Approach the bar, unrack it. This time we're going to carefully place his heels on the plates just to elevate them. So set up, shoulder width apart, toes slightly pointed out. And then elbows up, and then we're going to go through about 3 to 5 reps. Break from the hips and sit back. Now he's getting a lot below parallel position. He's breaking that 90 degrees, which is perfect, and that's full range for his ability. Okay. So now we're back at the Olympic platform, and we're going to go through the conventional deadlift. So we're going to set up by having Alvin approach the bar. So we're going to get his feet hip width apart, toes directly forward, and have his shins as close to the bar as possible. Now we're going to start by setting up his upper body. So we're going to do a power grip. So we're going to have one hand over, one hand under. We're going to set up your shoulder blades by pulling them back and down. And then you're just going to bring your belly button in and activate that core to increase his intra-abdominal pressure. That is going to aid his lift. Now we're going to break from the hips and sit back. Grab the bar. Start to feel a little bit of tension, and then bring your hips down by bending your knees and push through your heels and pull the bar up. Squeeze your glutes and throw your hips at it. Perfect. When we come down, break from the hips, get past the knees, and bring the bar nice and down slow. Perfect. Throw your hips out, squeeze your glutes. That's it. One more. So as we can see, he is firing his glutes and he's contracting his glutes consciously, which is going to prevent him from using his lower back and help reduce the risk of injury.